It doesn't sound good. Is it better now? So it doesn't sound like I'm in the void. I don't know if it's on the right mic right now. Hopefully it is. Yes? Okay, perfect. This is why I always ask in the beginning, because I can't tell sometimes. Good now? Thank you. Thank you for letting me know, guys. So it doesn't sound like it's coming off very crusty. But yes, I'm going to... Wait, I don't know how much you guys heard then. Basically, I have finished sketching these digitally on Procreate, and then I lightened the sketch so I can transfer it to my watercolor paper. So I just scribbled on the back so that we can transfer it to the red lines here, which don't look very red on camera. But then we're gonna switch over to a mechanical pencil, do cleaner lines, and then we'll get them to painting. Okay. But I'm gonna have this sheet of kind of like sticker backing paper underneath so I don't accidentally smudge everything as we work. But I'm drawing Calyx and Sable for today. Because I want to do something a little bit more chill and low-key. And watercolor painting is always more or less like therapeutic for myself. But also I just wanted to draw something cute. So we're drawing 2 Cheebs today. I might draw like Zeal and Frio another time if I really like these ones. I haven't like painted Cheebs all that often anymore with watercolors. There's no need to apologize for being late, but welcome and thank you. A part of me does miss my old model sometimes. But I do like this one. How's my day been? It's been like a slower day for me, which is kind of good. Just catching up on a few things before Monday, hopefully. Wait, Rhea, why? Why do we have a net? But welcome, Rhea. But also, me doing these cleaner lines hopefully will make it easier for you guys to see while I paint. Welcome, Rhea. You working on homework? Good luck. Take breaks when you need to, though. And that goes for everybody. Because I don't know how long we're going to be streaming today. Because it might be a longer session. We'll see. See how I'm feeling. You finished your OC? Nice. I think because December is like slowly approaching, I'm still debating if I want to do like a little drawing request type of thing. But I need to find a way for you guys to submit like your OCs, and then I'll draw them like almost Secret Santa style. I'll just like randomly drop them off somehow. Because I don't really want them to be for videos specifically, so I need to find a way that I can send the drawing, but also for you guys to like submit them. Because I do like drawing your guys' OCs. You guys have like a lot of very cute designs. You want that plushie? This one, the monkey? The debonair. All the designs for like all of By the Beats mascots are so dang cute. I love how simple the debonairs are. Your OCs are so cute. Thank you. These ones aren't my OCs, by the way. Just making sure. Google Forms? Google Forms would probably be like the best idea. I just don't wanna... I probably have to make like a new email for that. Maybe. Are you drawing your Oshis? Calyx is. I like Olive by the Beat, by the way, but I think Calyx is like what I would consider one of my Oshis because I watch him the most. But I think Sable is like incredibly adorable. Yeah, Sable. We have Calyx and Sable. And then I wanted to draw like little, kind of like plush cushions almost of like their mascots. Fandom heads, I guess. So we have the Debonair and we have the Sanyans. I wanted to keep it a bit more simple, and I feel like Calyx and Sable's color palettes are a little less daunting compared to Zeal and Frio. So I'll eventually do them if I like these ones enough. The Selwyn brain rot is real. I love Selwyn. I really do. I was drawing him yesterday too, Selwyn. And I was gonna do a painting of him today, but I opted to not force you guys to be on the same Selwyn agenda as me. Just for one stream. Yeah, we're gonna do watercolor Cheebs today. It's been a while since I've done them. Wait, let me grab, let's see, these ones. Because I haven't done chibi watercolor versions in a while. But, oh geez, the camera makes these so saturated. But I did one of Musiki and like the drink for a video, and same with the one of Selwyn. I hate this one. I used to do like little mini paintings basically of Masaki with like flowers that he would collect. I don't really remember. Oh wait, no, I think I have them still. Let me grab them. Give me 1 second. I think it's in here. Oh, I feel like I dropped something. So I actually have all of these, which I think majority of these are like a nice fat stack of just chibi watercolor paintings. A lot of these were for like my D8 fashion zine that I did like a while ago. I had so many. Mingyu, Wonu, Jonghan. These ones were like commission samples from a convention. Because I used to do like on-site watercolor chibi paintings. Gouache, Sungguan, D8, 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 D8. All of these are Minghao. He had so many cute outfits, so I like did so many of these with watercolor and a little bit of gouache. I don't really remember if my Masaki ones are in here. I think those ones might be in like a larger one. Another Wonu one. Chongyun. Yeah, maybe my Masaki ones aren't in here. But oh boy, these are old. I want to do their Secret Santa event, but I don't draw very fast and I have other drawings planned, so I don't think I'll have time. That's okay. I think it's also good that you're being realistic about what you're capable of doing within like a time frame. So I think that's good. And like knowing how much you can take on. Hello, oh my god, I love Selwyn and I adore your new VTuber model. Yay, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I need to find where I put my 8x10 watercolor ones, because those ones have my Masaki ones, I guess, because they were on like a larger sheet. Drawing OCAU prompt to get rid of my art block. Drawing Beach Day. Oh, Beach Day. That's cute. But I think, yeah, OCs, they've been propelling me to draw more. At least Selwyn has. I was gonna draw Selwyn and Calyx. Not Calyx. Selwyn and... Why am I blanking on my own OC's name? Hyson. Them for the Cheebs for today. But both of them have much more of like a darker color palette. And I don't know how these Cheebs are gonna turn out. So I wanted to pick some people who had fairly light color palettes. Considering like... with the Debonair, the little monkey in front of Calyx, it just makes the entire thing more lighter in general. Because he does have darker colors in his outfit, and same with Sable, but with their mascots in front of them, the entire color palette changes to be much more lighter, which I think I want to paint something a little bit softer to make it a little bit less pressure for today. A collection of watercolor paintings. I painted a heck of a lot, like from my 3rd year of uni till now. I have so many watercolor paintings. Chibi OC art sounds like a nice double Xmas gift. I think it's cute. Draw your friends OCs for like a little gift type of thing. I'll try to figure out something for that. Because I know I want to do like a little doodle or a sketch or something for some of my art mutuals or art friends as well. But I don't know how busy December is going to be. Secret Santa event. I think like there's some servers doing that kind of event. I just want to draw people's OCs without like the pressure of them. Like, how do I explain this? Like, you guys submit your OCs, and then I'll have like a gigantic pool of OCs that I can pick from and draw and just like randomly send them off, if that makes sense. So it's like a little bit less pressure for me, so I'm not like fully committing. But it might be a fun way for me to give back to you guys by drawing your OCs. I'll find a way. His hands look like it's floating. Okay, let's quickly do Sable, and then we can paint. That being said, I might paint Sable first, unless I tape something like on top of him, because once I put down this graphite, I might accidentally be smudging it the entire time. But once I lock it in with like some watercolor or like some water in general, then it won't be really a problem with the smudging, since the graphite and the lines will be kind of locked in. So we'll probably work on Sable first. Apologies to any Debonaires. I love how round Sable is. He's so cute. I haven't watched VTubers in a while. I haven't watched streams in general. There's like, technically 3 streams that I keep up with like on a regular basis, almost like on a religious basis. As bad as it sounds. One is like the Drawfee streams, because I love watching the VODs, or if I can catch them live, I will. And then obviously kind of spin off of them is the Secret Sleepover Society, which has the other 2 hosts. Just gaming, because they always have very cozy, funny streams, so I love watching them. And then there's Onsta as well that I love watching, because there's certain people or like types of people that I just like hearing yap. So if I'm not watching VTuber for like streams or listening to some sort of podcast, then I will listen to usually their streams if they have something, because they upload VODs fairly regularly. I feel like their heads are massive. Sable's my Ushi, so I'm personally happy. Yay, I'm glad. I will try to do him justice. Because every time I draw Sable, I'm scared of drawing him not accurately. Kind of similar like to K-Lake, sometimes I struggle to draw. I think Frio comes the easiest to me, but Zeal is also a struggle for me. I think it's because they're more like Ike men. Big old head. Also, I'm gonna be planning out my little plushie of Selwyn very soon, because my fabric for his hair and part of his outfit, I might have to order a different fabric for his sweater. But they came in yesterday, not yesterday, 2 days ago. I'm so excited. Because I want to be able to make them so you can match Kaisen and Masaki. Blushification of Selwyn. I can't wait. I'm like super excited. I'm gonna try to see if I'm going to keep the eye style like consistent with the other two, or if I'm gonna change it. Because I've talked about this, that there's like very cute expressions that I could give Selwyn. Or change the eye style completely, or match it the same with Masaki and Kaisen. But I'll try to record like some of the process so I can show you guys. Because I think the one that I did a few years ago, I feel like it was a little bit all over the place. That's what I'm kind of tempted to make him more of like sleepy. I definitely want to make sure that his eyes are more droopy compared to, let me see if I can show you guys the difference. Oh, also, I put, one second, here's Masaki. I have glasses for Kaisen right now because I'm trying to figure out how I want to make Selwyn's glasses. Because I think the last time I showed you guys like my little Junimo crochet plushies, I had like these glasses, but they don't fit on these guys' heads because they're so tiny. The glasses are like too big for them. So I was trying to see if I can make them out of like gold wire instead. Cuteness aggression warning. So right now Kaisen's wearing though. Looks a little derpy, but it's okay. But I'll make Selwyn because I do have. Let's see. This giant swatch of like navy blue almost, or like a midnight blue type of fabric, which is perfect for his hair color because it's not as dark as Kaisen's. So we'll see. It's actually kind of good though. I'll see, because apparently this is how some people make their glasses for their dolls. But I need to see if it's gonna match what someone's gonna look like. Also, this is like their eye shapes. So I want to make probably Salwin's closer to Masaki's since his droops down a bit more. Let's give them the glasses back. To my little guy. Okay. His little lower lashes. I have to. I'll give them to Selwyn too because he has lower lashes that are like prominent enough for me to include them. But I think we can start to paint. I don't think I really, well, I guess I missed his jacket. Yeah, we can start to paint. So we're gonna start off with Sable. I'm just gonna pull up a reference of him really quickly, along with the Sanyans. Let's see. Okay, so I'll start with him. Watercolors. I don't know why when I use Streamlab OBS, it makes the colors of my traditional stuff so saturated. Oops, I need it this way. For water, let's see. I don't want to accidentally blast this noise directly into the mic, so hopefully me putting it off to the side will be okay. Wow, it's been a while. I feel like I've been painting something like this. So mix up a skin tone. But are you guys working on anything right now? I know some of you guys are working on art-related stuff and or I guess homework, academics. Kind of nervous to paint. I don't know why. Hello, Jean. welcome. We're just getting started with the painting portion, hopefully. I apologize that he's gonna look very yellow in the beginning because my camera is making it super weird looking. Working on fan art and OC art because I'm officially on. Oh yeah, I guess it's Thanksgiving for people in the States. Kind of forgot about that. Working on some fan art. I'm curious on what fan art you guys are working on. What series or what character? Have an essay to finish, but after a food break. Yes, make sure to get sustenance. And then you can work hard later. I wonder if there's a way for me to adjust the colors of my webcam. This doesn't look normal at all. You guys are on a break for a week? Currently working on an animation trend with Sable as the character. That's so cute! Is it the... what is that? I don't know what the song is called, but it's like the characters that you like resemble traits of you or something like that. Because I've been seeing that one go around, but then I keep thinking about what characters I like, and I feel like I can't think of like enough of them to fill in the points in the song, I guess. I know some people like add more characters than... What is it called? Than just like the few lyrics that they put in, I guess. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm not speaking coherently anymore. Alright, I was gonna change the color. Let me check if I can. Subame, a VTuber. He recently hit 1K, so I'm making fan art for him. That's so cute! Glad you're showing support to your favorite VTubers. I don't think I've heard of Subame. Is this more accurate? Maybe. Actually, this might be better. Might have fixed my problem. I don't know where to put my mouse is the problem now. My desk is so cluttered when I record. Kawaii Kawaii Piki one. Oh! I don't know if I heard that one before. It sounds very cute, and I feel like it's fitting for Sable. Editing the dimensions of some finished full body OCs? Oh. Are you like putting them kind of like in a lineup type of thing? I'm glad you finished your art of your OCs though. I know a lot of people have been working on OC art, which is nice to see as well. Wow. I'm still not quite used to this brush. It's like a stray hair or something that's making it come out a little weird. Doing fan art for a couple of webcomics, mostly thrillers like Homesick and School Bus Graveyard. Homesick? I don't know if I remember, if I know what that one is. School Bus Graveyard sounds... wait. Oh, I'm thinking of a different webtoon. It's been a while since I've read any webtoons. But I'm very curious of those ones too. He's also JP. I feel like more of the indie ones I watch are the JP ones, or at least like at the time. Oh, the ending of My Dress Up Darling. I think I know which one it is now. I see. I think that's fair. I don't know if it's like just me. I tend to stick with like... I guess 5x7 or 8.5x11 in terms of like paper dimensions is what I use for canvases a lot of the time. Or like squares. And then the characters are always like much taller. So I understand what you mean where you have to crop probably the sides. Hopefully I don't draw Sable too funky looking. Oh wait, he has black gloves. What am I doing? Ah, jeez. I always forget, like the majority of them wear gloves. But the cover, actually I think all of them do. I think Frio's the only one that has like the back of his hand pretty much showing. Darn. Ignore that. Only 17 frames away from being finished, but it's been taking so long. 70 frames left. I feel like that's such a big project. Yes, exactly. But now that you've mentioned it, I should probably save a transparent version of each of them. I think that's what I like to do if I'm doing like full body reference sheets or something like that. I would like save a separate one. So like eventually if I do have to use the final one, we can kind of like stack them almost. And like the background won't matter as much. You want to try making a figure out of air dry clay? Does anyone have any tips? I think it depends on what you're struggling with. There's like a lot of videos of people talking about like the properties of air dry clay. But I highly recommend like learning about like slip. So making a mixture of water and the clay together so you can score the inside of your two pieces and then put the slip in between and adhere them. And be careful of like using too much water and just smoothing out certain cracks or stuff because sometimes it just like there's like things you can look up about typical problems from using like air dry clay, I guess. Hello Justin Artist, welcome. You love to draw VTube models? Very nice. Do you mean like your own VTuber models or do you mean like fan art? So Sable's eyes are gonna be a little bit difficult for me. I'm even tempted to pick some colors from my other watercolor palette. Because pastel pinks are a little bit hard for me sometimes to paint. To keep it nice and vibrant, but like not too red and not too orange. So let's do this first and then we'll let it dry. Let's add a little bit of colors to our Sanian. So I promise the beginning stages of this painting is gonna look a little funky until we finish his eyes, probably. Oh, cool! You make VTuber models professionally. That's cool. Loki thinking about doing commissions so I can buy my very first drawing display. Oh, good luck, Lily. Good luck. I hope it goes well. I don't know how to pronounce your name, but thank you. I do operate a Mirahi's wiki with, whoa, what? So many OCs. That's crazy. It's looking super cute. Thank you. 61 animation frames. I couldn't. I wouldn't be able to. My old PNG tuber is kind of outdated and it desperately needs a change. I think it's always fun like doing an upgrade for even like models or like even just doing redraws. It's always fun seeing like improvement or like the different choices you make now compared to like before. Hopefully I can get Sable's eye color. So I might be able to deepen that pink a smidge more. He's looking a little bit less weird. Cozy and comfy. I like your VTube model. Thank you. I completely forgot a stream was happening today. Anyways, hi Rin, and I love your new VTuber model. Thank you, Pikachu. Thank you. I wasn't fully committed to doing a stream today, so no worries either. I feel like the technique and so many new things have come out about making your PNG tubers more like interactive. It's super cool because I think it gives a lot of people opportunity for like having something very customizable yet like very expressive, despite it being more of like just a PNG versus the VTuber models, or like the live 2D kind of like fully rigged ones, which I think is very cool. The roundness, she looks so soft and precious like a rice dumpling. Are you talking about my model or who are we talking about? Also, hi Soupy and hi Hannah. Welcome. Apologies for missing those. Your profile picture was drawn and colored by me. Unfortunately, I can't see the icon super clearly. But no worries, I'm sure it looks very cool. You're cooking Rin, trust. I'm scared to screw up Sable. Claure? I don't want to say your name, apologies about that, but hello and welcome. Welcome. Might work on some OC Chibi art and might do some Dispatch fan art that I've been wanting to do for Loki. Oh, Dispatch is a new video game. Oh, very cool. I don't think I've heard of Dispatch. Hot chocolate or tea. Then lock in. Nice. I haven't had hot chocolate in like a very long time. I think I've always enjoyed it as a kid because it reminds me of the time like our class would go. This is like in elementary. Also, what happened here? But my class in elementary, we would go to the local skating rink, and at the very end, our teachers always brought like little styrofoam cups and like make hot chocolate on the spot and like give us those little mini colorful marshmallows, and we would just have that right after skating, and it was always so nice. The tricolor dango, cute. I always like those. Mitarashi dango is like one of my favorites though, because I love like savory and sweet. We got like, I forget what it's called, dotonbori in Osaka. They have like the many like food stalls and stuff just out and about. So we got like mitarashi dango on our first day of like when we went to dotonbori. Man. I really need to make that for myself. You need some hot chocolate when December hits. Yeah. Hot chocolate season. Literally had the worst day ever. Oh no. Had planning for a book on my phone in the notes app, but when I tried to sync the notes to my iPad, the notes completely disappeared. I'm wondering if there's a way for you to recover them, because that's unfortunate. You've done more of mock models, but it was more experimenting on my end than trying to make a model. I think that's fine. I think it's good to like test out what you like before committing fully. Or like even just taking your time to like learn about the process too, right? I think I might have to take a break from coloring soon because I've been at it since I woke up and now it's dinner time. Make sure to go eat, get sustenance, take a break, rest your eyes. I don't know how dark I want to make Sable's eyes though. Because I could just do the pupil. Try to like darken up the pink just a smidge. It's a little faint compared to the blue. Hello Sprout Doodles, welcome. I'm not going to be super active in chat, but I'm glad I was able to listen to you in the background as I plan this illustration. Good luck with your illustration though, and thank you for stopping by as well as just lurking in the background. I appreciate it. You have to be careful with this brush a little bit more. Not quite used to it. There's no way to recover them. I tried. I don't know why I did that. That's so sad. I'm wondering if like instead of transferring, it copied like the opposite way around. So like because you didn't have that file on one device, maybe it was like copying from the device that didn't have it to the new one instead of like the one that had the file to the one that didn't. That's so sad though. Hopefully you can find a way to just redo it in a way that's not gonna hurt your brain or take up too much of your time, I guess. What's the best art tip you could give? Honestly, I think nowadays, draw for yourself and have fun. I've talked about this too many and I don't want to bring it up in every stream that I've done. I think so many people are on the art grind so hard that they burn out faster. But if you draw for yourself and give your time to like let yourself have fun and experiment without the idea of like constant growth and constant grind towards that goal of whatever that thing you're chasing is, I just hope you enjoy drawing at the end of the day is what I'm saying, I guess. Because I know like not everyone's burnout comes from the same thing. But I know a lot of people who are first starting out follow like that art grind type of method or like that kind of mindset and they burn out because they don't see results right away. and they're not doing it for the like the long run or like for your own personal happiness, I guess, right? No, Rhea. I'm gonna step down from the podium. I'm gonna like stop myself. Have you thought of updating your profile or keeping it? For now I'm gonna keep it. I might change it, but I don't think like it's too different than like even for my current VTuber model. You know? So I think I'm just gonna keep it for now. I might change like my banners and stuff on my other social medias, but I think that's it. I need an opinion, y'all. So my theme is Galaxy for my PNG tuber because my comic is space themed. Should I do Galaxy here or just use the Galaxy color palette for the whole PNG tuber? Ooh. I think it depends. Because you could also do where it's like, I don't know the type of hair you have or the type of, like the length of your hair or the style that it's in. You could always do like either sections or like the tips or just like the inside as like the Galaxy colors or Galaxy, or like make only one aspect of it. Because I feel like it might be overwhelming if the entire thing is Galaxy. Unless you mean like specific sections have certain colors that make up the Galaxy theme. But then again, I'm not like design orientated for like characters, I guess. Like I'm not very good at it, so everyone else in chat can chime in, I guess. That's exactly what happened. Oh, I wonder if there was a way to select, because that's scary to think about, that it overrides the opposite way than you think and you lose like your files. Do his hair next, I guess. Mix up a nice light brown. I didn't really plan lighting. So I'll make this side darker. I'll try to like squeeze in his highlights too. Also, if we don't end up finishing Calyx today as well, which might be the case because I started streaming a little bit late, I'll see if I can stream on maybe on Tuesday as well. Because Monday is an upload day, so I don't want to stream on the same day. Because I would like to paint both of them for the stream, I guess. Your new model turned out great. Thank you, Popstar. Thank you, thank you. Art grind is what led to my art block. Yeah, some people fly a little too close to the sun when it comes to like either studying or just grinding out art for the sake of. I know like growth is good, don't get me wrong, but balance it out with some like personal relaxation or like fun drawing for yourself. Because even like if you're doing merch making or only doing commissions, I feel like those will also burn you out super quickly. It's the same thing like as well as like social media, where if you're only drawing so that you can post something, then you're gonna get burnt out from either your art account or burnt out from just drawing in general, because you're doing it for not yourself, so it becomes more of like a chore and a job. So like giving yourself a little bit of time of, you know, play, experimentation, relaxation, anything that's a more therapeutic for yourself might be a good idea, just to do it every so often, so you're not stuck in that constant circle of you make something, you post it, or like send it to somebody, then you go back and you're back in that cycle over and over again. So things become like monotonous, you feel tired from doing it because you no longer want to do it. Because I have a bunch of friends who also get burnt out from like merch making as well. Hello, Mulho. Welcome, welcome. It's a little early for you, but you start drawing? Yeah, feel free to draw along. Art burnout's real. I get burnt out having to have so many ideas but not the skill enough to execute them. I think, even though I know that's like a very frustrated feeling, it's kind of like a good thing to get that kind of art block burnout in a sense, only because it means that you're probably like yearning for improvement, because it means that you're setting your expectations, or like your eye for art or whatever is a lot higher. So it's kind of exciting if you can channel that into just wanting to figure out what is it that you're chasing for in terms of like improvement in that sense. Because maybe like, oh, you no longer like the way how you do hair, so you want to completely change that or whatever. So you might do more exploration, you might want to do different techniques and stuff. But I can see like how it goes the opposite end, that it makes you more frustrated, so you feel like you want to give up sometimes, which is also hard. Hello, Regalnest? Apologies for butchering your name, but welcome. I forget which artist was it. I think it might have been Juicy Ink or like Victoria Quedavilas. I think it was them who talked about that kind of concept, as well as like the idea of that you're ready to kind of like level up your art at that point. Because I think I follow into this trap a lot as well, but the idea of like being too comfortable with your art, so you feel like you're too stagnant. But it also like, it depends on what you want out of your art too, right? Oh no, seasonal depression. Yeah, I guess because we're in the colder months now. I did hear people talk about getting, I guess it's called like sunlight lamps. If you get affected by the, I guess by SAD. So I kind of want to look into those. Because definitely the lack of sun does make, make a difference. I need to plan out his highlights really quickly because I'm getting a little bit too dark with the brown that I might lose. Where I wanted to add in our pink and our blue. I feel like some people, yeah, perfectionism is like one of the biggest things that I think run people into art burnout or art block because of the perfectionism. So it's definitely hard to curb that sometimes though. Yeah, accepting that you kind of suck at stuff is kind of healing in a way because you always have the potential to get better. And sometimes you do need to get like those 10 to 15 bad pieces out of the way before you start making something you like. It's kind of inevitable at some point too. And it's faster to like fail at something and move on to make something better rather than trying to continuously fix something that might be better if you just restarted. But don't feel like too compelled to like chuck away your stuff. Because it's always good to like compare what you did in the past as well as just like it's nice having something you've done from a while ago to compare to what you can do now. I think that's always like a nice feeling. You're a total perfectionist? I think, yeah. I don't think I follow or fall into the category of a perfectionist all too much because I have like a bunch of like terrible drawings. But I do have like, you know, those days where you draw something and all I do is delete the whole canvas instead of just letting it be. The VTuber model looks like it's sleeping sometimes. It's because when I look down at my, like the paper, because like my camera's up here, but my paper's down here. So like it can't track my face if I'm looking completely down because it's basically looking at the crown of my head. That's why it looks like I'm sleeping. Eepy. The straw that it's in my cup, my brain thinks it's something that's standing there, but it's just the straw. That's ominous feeling, Detective Pikachu. No. Creative perfectionism, using materials that you can't control, or crap, not even joking, go to your local store. I think that's a good idea. Definitely. Advice on starting a shop? Is there like a specific aspect that you want like advice on? Because I feel like starting a shop and like business wise, there's a lot of things to tackle. Alistia, hello, welcome, welcome. You need to take my advice too because I'm a total perfectionist. That is fair. I think it's also just hard, right, to execute it. Like, I think a lot of us are aware of, like, one, like, what kind of causes our art block to a certain extent, and two is, like, just accepting it as well. I made this too, like, green-blue. Have to knock it back to make it more of a warmer blue. Perfectionist, but also lazy and get overwhelmed by trying to get everything right. So, you know, great mix. I think it's also good to do like those challenges where it's like, do kind of almost like a time drawing in a way and try to get things like down as quickly as you can. And then after that, you can work from it and flesh it out instead. Because I know some people, like, when they draw, me included sometimes, is like, you start off with too many like details and things right away that have to look right. Kind of like in this case, I almost did his eyes immediately from doing like a little bit of the line art and stuff because I hated how it was looking kind of weird at the very beginning. Like needing to accept that there's going to be sometimes a rough looking stage or like an ugly stage in the process of your planning and or like just the process of your art progression, if that makes sense. Oh, cute. Big floofy dog. It's only been recent years that I've let go of my perfectionism a bit more because now I'd rather make something that then let the fear of imperfection stop me from making anything. And I think that also like coincides with the fact that like if you're making art for other people or like for their eyes, then I feel like that's when the perfectionism definitely creeps in a little bit more, rather than like if you know it's for your eyes only in a sense, you're gonna let yourself have a little bit of that leeway of making those mistakes. Because like unless you're actually like really hard on criticizing only yourself, then there might be a different issue. But if you have I guess like any type of notion that someone else is gonna see it, you're definitely gonna be like, oh, I don't want people to see my mistakes, or like I have to make sure it looks polished or finished before posting and like all that kind of stuff. Which is why like I think drawing art purely for yourself at times is very like beneficial and like just healthy in general. So that you're not constantly trying to please someone else. Sable's hair is hard to paint for me. It's those pastel colors in his hair. He's looking so cute. I'm glad. If Sanyan says he looks cute, I'm glad. Also, reminder to hydrate. Grabbing my water bottle. Sometimes, like, you just need to find what works for you. Because I know, like, added pressure of doing anything that gives you, like, a time limit also might make you too scared to start. Because I know that's, like, another thing that's, like, difficult. Is just starting the entire process. Which is nice, like, if you can do, like, warm-up sketches or something like that. Just to even, like, allow yourself to break into whatever drawing mindset you need to be in. Or even just, like, scribbling so you can get, like, the bad drawings out, low-key. How do you get your watercolor so vibrant? Whenever I use watercolor, it's always so dull. There's kind of a few factors I feel like that could play into that. One is like actually the quality and the type of watercolor that you use. So there's a bunch of student grade watercolor that I think is like really well done, well made, and they have pretty okay pigments, but they typically have more like fillers in them, which often don't give you the most vibrant of paints, but a lot of student grade ones are actually pretty good. If you have very cheap watercolors, they come off a little bit more chalky, so when they dry, they almost dry very dull looking. Another thing is like your paint to water ratio. So a lot of my lighter washes right here, or any of like my more faint colors, have much more water concentrated into them when being laid down than any of these like more vibrant or darker colors right here are helped by having more paint to water, so that they're a little bit more dark and rich with pigment rather than being purely diluted. But also, my camera is upping the saturation for whatever reason. I tried dialing things back, and at least it's not like entirely orangey yellow anymore. But that might be the reason. Because I definitely think on camera, it's like more saturated than what you're seeing like IRL, at least for me right now. But I know my colors aren't like super dull either. So it might be the pigments in your paints. I'm hoping I can split December art plans as half or finishing projects and half making self-indulgent art. Hopefully you can do that, Rhea. I wish you luck with that. You're making your portfolio for uni applications. Good luck! I wish the application process goes very smoothly for you. I'm trying to record art videos, but I'm having trouble finding a tripod. Where can I get a good angle without getting it in the way while I draw? And also the lighting. Do you have any recommendations? Angle wise, it might depend because everyone looks at their drawing a little bit differently. Typically, this might be unfortunate as well. How to explain this? I'm trying to figure out a way. Sometimes I do angle it to the side so that it's not hovering inside of, like, right in front of my face. That, or you do have to offset your face from where your camera is if you want the camera to have the exact same angle as you. Otherwise, if you're drawing with like a pure up angle like I am, so my camera's here, but like I'm over here technically. So unless you're hovering like directly over top of your artwork, you might be able to find a way where you're not like bumping heads with your tripod. Because I find working horizontally, like on the desk completely flat, is a lot easier for me to record. But it does create that sense of warpedness if I'm not kind of like closer to hovering over top of it. But also when I record with like my iPad, the camera is in front of my face. I feel like it is a little bit unavoidable in that case, unless you want to like offset your camera to the side, but then you're not getting just like the full straight on view of your drawing surface or whatever. So it depends on what you like. In terms of lighting, make do what you have in terms of like if you have extra desk lamps or anything like that, set them up on your desk to try to avoid shadows and try to diffuse them. So you can bounce them off of your wall if you have like a light colored wall, or you can put down like a giant sheet of like white paper or whatever on the wall as well to act as like a way to diffuse and bounce the light off. Might be a way. Hello Dave. Merry Christmas, Rin. Merry Christmas. Is it too early to say that? I don't know. I know some of you guys have Thanksgiving, so I don't know if that's like off as well. How long has the stream been going for? An hour and a half, I guess? Random question, but who's gonna see the FNAF movie? Is there a new one? Oh, by the way, I think I misinterpreted your question a little bit. For the tripod, if you have edges of your desk, I recommend getting like camera arms. I got mine that's like $20-ish. I think maybe like anywhere between $20 to $30. And depending on the webcam or camera, or even if you're using your phone, you can get ones that like clamp to your desk instead. And it has like a swivel and typically ways you can maneuver the arm so that they can basically float your camera to wherever. So that might be helpful too. I used to use tripods in the past, but angling with the tripod is difficult if it's not like on the floor, as well as like typically if you get like the short ones for your desk, the legs are often shown, which I don't really like because those ones like restrict the amount of your desk space that you can see in your viewfinder or in your camera, but also it's taking up space like physically on your desk, which I don't really like. So having like a desk clamp camera mount I find a lot easier. If that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense a little bit. Yeah. Christmas is like in 5 days with how fast the year has been, so welcome the festive greetings. I think because in Canada, we have our Thanksgiving in October, like mid-October, so there's not really anything in between that time and December where it feels like very festive. Because like we have Remembrance Day, but that's not like a holiday, like a festive holiday. It's more like a memorial remembering, like, you know, veterans and all that stuff, right? I just don't know how the US feels about it. If you guys have Thanksgiving and then it's like a week and a half and then it's December and you go full-blown Christmas. Too much water to paint. I find that if you're doing washes or you want lighter color or you're covering larger areas, then having more water is good. But if you want to do like more detailed work, or want a little bit more control as well, you can definitely add more paint to water instead, or like add less water to your paint so it's less diluted. Then you can get more of that rich color from your paints. And that way you can kind of like determine also whether or not your pigments are dull, I guess. Because especially like when I'm working with watercolors, my initial layers are very much lighter typically, and then I will slowly darken them out as we move on to other layers. But also like vibrancy you can also just build up a little bit in small layers as well. Because you're basically covering up more and more of the surface of the paper as you work. But just be careful, like unless you're using something like masking fluid, which I'm going to be using again very, very soon. Because I finally bought masking fluid after not using it for several years. Just plan out like where you want your highlights or your light areas so that you don't accidentally have to either pull them out with like a opaque medium later, which is totally like a viable option. But if you don't have access to like a white gel pen, acrylic paint, gouache or anything like that, then try to preserve your whites of your page to the best of your ability. That way you can kind of make things really pop with the contrast. If that's what the look you're looking for, I guess. It's your R's plus on a sketch. That's okay. I hope you're not struggling with it. There's nothing wrong with spending a lot of time on your sketch. Your mom's going crazy. She already built the Christmas tree by herself. Oh dang! Get in that festive mood. How do you draw so good? I've been drawing for a while, but thank you. I don't know if that's like a specific question of how I can answer that. I say give it a go. Like if there's a medium you haven't touched in a while, give it a go now. Sometimes like trying to understand the medium might be more harder at the time. But also just like getting reacquainted with a medium is kind of fun to do as well. But also like with any painting medium, knowing pigments or just general color theory is very helpful. Because when you're mixing certain colors, like using, let's say, different reds with different blues will give you a different intensity of purple. So it might read very muted and gray almost, versus something like super duper vibrant. Or like even your purple might come out like super cool toned versus something like super warm, almost like fuchsia, kind of pinky-ish. So it's nice to have some knowledge into color theory for that if you can. If not, like you can always just learn it by just mixing the colors that you have and see what colors it produces. My cat's been knocking down the fall decorations a lot recently, so I think we both want Christmas decoration. Look, he messes with. So I guess you should abide by what your cat wants. Set up the Christmas decorations. Okay, let's paint more of the Sanyan before I forget. So he does have like that kind of blue color. Hello, Cherry. Welcome. Moving on to base colors. Good luck. I'm glad you're making progress. Wait, on the house I live? You just live here? I mean, that's how it always is. So the Sanyan's eyes might be a bit hard for me to do because they're kind of like Sable, where they have technically the pink at the bottom. I feel like I used a very muddy looking pink. It's okay. Thank you, Rhea. I did a video drawing one of your characters. Were you able to watch it? Did you tag me? I will have to double check after the stream because I don't know if it was on YouTube or Instagram or somewhere. Because sometimes my notifications for like when people tag me on YouTube, it's been like, it's been strange. So do let me know where it is and I will check it out if I can. I recently saw your Inktober drawings and I really like Akemi's older brother's design. And I would like to draw him. Have you made any references? I have not made his reference quite yet. I'm low-key debating if I want to change his design. I'm not like fully committed to how I want his hair to look, per se. I think his general face I'm gonna keep as is. Actually, the funny thing, I was looking at one of my old sketchbooks One second, it's like right here. So the back up. This one, the sketchbook. I know he's in here somewhere. Because I think this is the first sketchbook I drew Anka and Arakan. I think. Maybe it wasn't this one. I remember seeing him somewhere recently. Oh, it is this one. This had like, is anything wet? Yeah, sometimes I just don't see the stuff. This was like his generic kind of look. I do like this. It's just that I can't consistently draw it in a way that I like. So I'm gonna try to find a way that makes more sense to me. Because I've been changing his look every so often. And then here's Anka. Because I think, one second. I think it's this one. I was like playing with what his hair looks like when it's down as well. I wasn't really liking it either. I swear I had more drawings of him somewhere that I was trying to like plan out his face somewhere. I don't know where it is. Oh, seafood. Yeah, but this is like where I did like the generic planning for him. Somewhere. I'm gonna figure it out because I need to do Anka and Arakan's reference sheet at some point. I think Anka is like set in stone what she's gonna look like. I might change like the color of her hair slightly, but I think that's what she's gonna look like. So I just need to figure out Arakan a little bit more, and then I'll do like a reference sheet video for the both of them. Firelight Spotted Pog. I'm glad she looks recognizable. That's nice. It was on YouTube. I will have to double check, Cherry. I'll probably check after the stream, maybe while I'm eating dinner. But thank you for drawing them. I'm kind of curious who you drew. Your sketchbooks look so interesting and colorful. Thank you. I can give you guys a sneak peek. I don't know if I'm avoiding painting the Seinyan. I have this because I've been drawing Selwyn more. Oh dang. It's not as vibrant. Okay, I promise this is not that vibrant in real life. Playing around with drawing Selwyn. Because it's been a while since I've used like water-based markers for sketching. Because I think the last time I used it was... I don't even know where it is. Probably just like blocking in things for planning, or even this one. Hyperfixation man. I've been drawing him so like, I won't spoil what Monbay's video is, but the amount of Selwyn I have in the sketchbook's kind of crazy. I feel like, oh, I haven't shown these either. Just crying expressions. But Selwyn, more Selwyn. 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 He's my favorite, honestly, to draw, especially recently. Here's more Selwyn. Give us more Selwyn. I will, I promise. He's been my favorite, honestly, just to draw, to doodle, just anything. I've been just having fun. Like, he's, I don't know why. It's like, I just do every medium for him now because this is ballpoint pen and like Prismacolor Color Erase, and then my normal inking method. Gouache. Add like watercolors at some point. There's like just a bunch in here. Ballpoint pen. I'll Selwyn. Yeah. I'm just glad. I know like some people are probably gonna be sick of seeing him in my sketchbook, but I can't help it. So I'm gonna back up my webcam, or like my camera. It's way too close to my face. don't know if this is even better. Live, laugh, love, Selwyn. Monday, like tomorrow's video is not gonna be Selwyn. Because I decided to swap 2 videos again. Ooh, I should have probably painted these gloves later so I can quickly finish up laying down the base colors and just general shadows for the yin yang first. Sanyans are so cute. Having a newly favorite OC is so embarrassing sometimes. Like, yes, it's them again. They just got here and yet they're CEO assistant despite the others working here for 5+ years. That's a cute way of describing it, Rhea. That's the thing I always feel bad. I feel like he low-key replaced Masaki a little bit. I've been, like, Masaki used to be the one I drew, like, the most in my sketchbook, for sure. But Selwyn has taken over. Love OCs under your hyperfixation. Must draw fave. Yeah, it's like the hierarchy in my OCs with that drowning meme has changed. I will draw them all again though. I do draw Kaisen, I feel like, more than Masaki, just as of recent. But I do typically draw them together, so it's like when I draw Kaisen, I will draw Masaki, or if I draw Masaki, I'll draw Kaisen. Because in my brain, they come in a pair. I don't even know you can connect your Instagram to your YouTube. Sometimes they stay your favorite forever. That's true. Sometimes you just have that one you can't, that you've had like for so long. So I agree with that too. You've been hyperfixating on one of your OCs named Sorrel, and he's been fun to draw recently. You'll never guess who I'm drawing right now. That's the good thing about hyperfixating on your OC. Like, you'll have like never a time where you're like, I don't know what I want to draw today. It's more like, what should I draw but isn't my OC? Or that very specific one, I guess. It's okay, I'm drawing some neglected festive based OCs right now to atone for my favoritism crimes. I mean, at least like it'll be on theme, right? Assuming it's like what festive theme they're based off of, I guess. Let me dilute this. Hello, Kodoto. Welcome. You should draw more fan art. That's like okay. I feel like fan art and OCs like have a very similar love if you really like the character. Because I keep thinking about that recent kind of like drawing trend that people have been doing, which is the one where you draw like all of the OCs that you, or not OCs, all the characters, like your favorite type of characters or whatever that you like, and like they all represent like a part of you. And I keep thinking about like who would I include in that? Danheng maybe, Venti, and that's all I got. Hiro maybe from Ensemble Stars. Femine? I don't know. Can't really think about who would be included in that, I guess. Venti, my beloved. Can I subscribe to you? If you would like to, sure. Your sketchbook is just filled with OCs at the moment. Very valid. How slow I'm working, I don't even know if we're gonna finish Sable today. Granted, like, I don't know how long it's gonna take me to paint his clothes, but then I still have line art to do as well. Let's see. And I didn't do the designs on his cuffs. Change these hands into gloves. Okay. Yeah, I want to do that trend. I think it'd be cute. Yeah, I've been seeing it all over my Instagram, and like I have a bunch of mutuals who have been doing it, so it's like all over my feed. Kinich. I'm like the only two fandoms I'm in right now. I can't think of, unless I want to include VTubers, I don't know. I think because like VTubers are real people technically behind their models, I don't know if I want to include them. We'll see. We'll see. First time I came across this channel was just now via the Infinite Painter video, and I just noticed you're live. Hello. Welcome, Red Balloon. Welcome. Yeah, just an artist. Get back into watercolor painting. I will always recommend watercolors. Because I feel like they last so long, and as long as you get like a palette that you like in terms of like the colors or even like the price point, whichever, you'll have those for like a long time. And like if you understand like general color mixing and stuff, you can get a lot out of like your color palette. You can paint like so many different things with it without having to have like each individual color available. If that makes sense. The last you used your watercolors was 3 years ago, so they're probably really dried up. That's okay. Watercolors can always be reactivated as long as like they don't have mold. Then chuck them. Unless you can clean them. I don't know. I don't know if there's a way for that. Last week I tried watercolor painting an old sketch and it went very chaotically rip. I was still happy just to paint. Yeah. I think even this one of Sable right now, I might not like it right now until maybe I do the line art. I might change my mind. But just the act of painting does make me happy because it's relaxing to me. Did my audio cut out? Or is it just me? Oh yeah. 1 second, guys. My headphones just disconnected. Maybe I'll just take these out. Awkward. Oy. I'll just grab my other headphones. Or like my earbuds. Echo. I apologize, guys. I feel like all of my audio is just not working. There we go. Yeah, I feel like my headphones just, for some reason, decided to disconnect midway, even though it was fully charged. Trends are such a trap sometimes. Even if I have fun with them, they're usually used to distract me from my projects. The priority shifts, that's for sure. I'm usually late to trends so that like I don't give myself into the pressure of like having to have it relevant to the time, if that makes sense. Hello, Simple Frog. Welcome. I'm not good at colors, so your vids might help. I hope I can help a little bit. I don't think I've had anything really explaining too much about colors, but I'm sure there's other videos out there too that can help with understanding colors a little bit more. I have 2 watercolor palettes that I love so much. One is, I believe, 36 colors and the other ones are metallic. Metallic ones are so fun! I love metallic paints. They're always fun to like embellish your paintings afterwards, or if you want to do like those really cool kind of like borders and stuff, reminiscent of like actual like gold gilding and stuff. That's super cool. I used to do that in like my uni days. I would do a lot of like patterning and designs in gold or silver, intertwining with like other designs alongside with like the body of the figure that I was drawing. I want to do more gouache paintings. I love gouache, how gouache can look so nice and smooth if done right, but I've always struggled with that texture it produces from a lot of layers. I feel like that's like one of the things that are like a little bit difficult, but depending on the gouache type that you have, I know there's like water-based ones, which is like a lot of typical gouache, but I've seen a lot of people use the acrylic gouache. I think it's like more specific to Holbein, and they paint very similar to just like normal gouache in general, but once it dries, I think it's more like it's permanent, similar to acrylics where it's like fully, you can't like reactivate it. So it might be something you might be interested in if you have troubles like with managing your layers and you're reactivating like your older layers. Your Bluetooth earbuds have been having some problems today too. I think it's more of a me being far away from my phone, so they low-key disconnect for a bit until I move towards my phone. I guess that makes sense. If the connection's not strong, right? Or if there's something interfering with the connection, I guess that would make sense. Yeah, sometimes it's just easier to do the trend like later. I want to do it now before I forget though, and I'll lose the audio. But I can't think of enough characters. Unless I do like pick one from every fandom of game and stuff that I play. Maybe. One thing I recommend with watercolors is before painting, get the colors you want to use and get it wet because it saves so much time. I also make sure the paper you use actually works for your watercolor. I think that's good advice. I feel like for me at least, I don't like pre-wetting my watercolors, and I've noticed this for gouache too. I have a hard time controlling the paint to water ratio if all of my paints are already activated. So I find myself almost losing a lot of pigment because I'm always drying my brush to get it to be more paint versus like a water ratio, if that makes sense. Because like even right now, like my paints are pretty much just all dry. Because it makes more sense in my brain. I do reactivate like my gouache to a certain extent so that I can easily pick up color. But I don't want it to be like swimming in water, which I used to do quite a bit. So every time I pick up color, it's like a very watery thin layer instead of like having that nice opaqueness that gouache has. Oh, you're using acrylic gouache right now. Oh, have you used like both types? Because if you have, do you have a preference between like acrylic gouache and like the normal water-based ones? Honestly, I think I just need to get used to paint and how thick certain ones can be. I think learning the consistency is definitely important. And like definitely a struggle. I've never fully understood how to use gouache to its full potential, I guess. Yeah. So I don't know how to show this. I have like a towel. This one's really old. I used it for like literally all my painting. So like there's gouache residue, there's acrylic residue. I use watercolor on this side. That or I use like a paper towel, but I will always dab off excess if I can, if I want it to fade out, or if I, what is it called? I lay down paint and I feel like it's a little too dark, I will quickly clean off my brush, re-wet my brush with like water so that it's, you know, clean, and then kind of like smooth it out. So while the paint is still wet on my paper, we can kind of like transition it to fade out slowly. No worries. I want to use gouache, acrylic gouache, and my watercolor, but I don't want my brain to explode from getting to use them all at once. That's fair. I think it's fun, like, if you're learning a medium, then doing like a quick study, or like paint something you're fairly familiar with, and then see if you can achieve the look that you want with just the one medium, I guess. Unless you're like wanting to do experimenting and like, you know, play around with mixed media, then like mix them. But I know a lot of people who use like watercolor and gouache like with each other so that they can achieve like a certain look. I use it more like watercolor I'm more used to, so I use it as the base. Some people do like a really nice job of like doing a 50-50 almost, or even like 80% watercolor and then doing some more opaque or stuff that they need to pull out and draw out by using the gouache and picking out your highlights and stuff, which I really like as well. I always love the look of like graphite and pencil and sketchbook though. But like color gives my brain serotonin. So I think that's why sometimes I like using like water-based markers, gouache, watercolor, colorful pens, all that stuff to embellish my sketches. You know, I'm taking too many breaks, but like even if I do black and white sketches to some degree, like I will try to embellish it with something to make my sketches stand out in a way. Or I think there's a better example of it somewhere in here. I would like just do the border of like the drawing with color. I don't know if I have any in here actually. But like even just placing a colored block behind the character helps. Yeah, I don't think I have any in this one in particular. I think it's because I haven't been using like markers as much in the sketchbook. I do a lot more like pencil drawing and just like inking, I feel like. Oh, I see what you mean, Rhea. That's true. It's sometimes also just hard to switch out of a mindset of a medium, right? As well. What I've been loving recently for traditional art is pen sketching in my sketches and then using acrylic markers for an accent, making it look more... Yeah, I think that's very fun to do. Accenting like your black and white sketches or something like more monochromatic looking. It's kind of nice having like that pop of color or like pop of an accent color. can add more shadows to some of these areas before I'll just start adding line art. Because I think, I don't know what else I want to add to Sable at this point. So let's see if I could fade out this leg, but maybe I should just put it into shadow instead. For you, it's not even like it's shaded, it's just sketches. I think that's fine too, though. I just like shading because that's what I've always done. But I know a lot of people just do like really quick sketches and then move on. And it's just like all black and white, which is like very cool too. You're rusty in painting, but you're having fun. And that's all that matters. Like, that way you won't stop painting, right? Which I think is very valuable. I remember years ago I would take a school highlighter and color a stripe of hair and the eyes with it and make it look really cool, and it made me very happy. And I think that's like a very cute way to doodle too. I tend to use new drawing techniques or mediums for drawings I've already started or I'm excited about, which probably isn't smart, but it keeps me on the edge of my seat. I can definitely see that backfiring, but it's also like, it's definitely, yeah, it might take a different turn and it might make like maybe the process of trying to finish that piece a lot longer, but it's fun to like sometimes test out something new while you're at it, right? Take that risk. Made Sable very, very, very simple, but I think we're just gonna move on to line work. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna paint Calyx today, even though this is the one that I actually sketched out first. I wanted to paint him first, but it's okay. I want to do more pen sketching for sure. I have like a mutual on Instagram who loves to sketch with pen a lot, and I've always like, I feel more motivated to do it as well. Because it makes you a little bit more conscious of like the lines you're putting down, or being very meticulous, or not meticulous, planning out your drawing a little bit more, where it's like you could be as messy or rough as you want really lightly, and then really push your darks of like your lines and stuff, or like shading, all of that, and building up contrast with the pen, which I think is very nice to do if you're using something like ballpoint pen, which is like very similar to graphite in terms of like the value range and the texture, I guess, but in a way you can't erase. So I think that's always fun to do. And I want to do it more. I think I'm just intimidated. Actually, I'm gonna go to the washroom really quick. So, get my mouse. Here's my BRB. There we go. I will be right back. Well, maybe I don't want this like right on his face. I'll do this. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, we can resume. I think I was also gonna grab a package from outside, but there's people outside, so I don't wanna I don't wanna see them. Cause I don't know who they are. I was on Instagram the other day and was scrolling as I do for inspiration to draw, and I came across an artist who was sketching with acrylic marker. I think the sketch looked really cool and I was in awe. Oh, I've actually seen like, I'm tempted to buy them. I might do it a little bit later, maybe like early next year instead. But there's like acrylic gel pens. I think that's what they're called. And like so many people are doing like very elaborate like illustrations in their sketchbook, what I find crazy. Hey, welcome. Hope you've been well. You hoard pens like no other. Pens, I'm like that way with pencils, I think. Design-wise, different leads, like the barrel shapes, all that stuff with pencils. I like collecting them. Yeah. I know it's like a very specific brand. I'm kind of curious about how they hold up. Like, do they get, what is it called, clogged at the tip of it? Because I know like gel pens in general, sometimes like people have problems with like the ink flow. So I'm kind of curious on like acrylic gel pens. I guess that's what they're marketed as. I'm not too sure. Also in the same order, I got like 20 colored ballpoint pens since the 60 pack was all blue, which I don't mind using either. But the colored ones had black, red, purple, etc., which was really nice to use, not gonna lie. I like having like the pack of ballpoint pens with colors. It's always very fun to mess around with them. So I always recommend like if you have access to, I guess like a Papermate, I think is the one that I use. They always have like a plethora of colors, and like there's colors that I feel like some brands just don't make, like a light green, I guess, a light blue sometimes. So it's nice, or even like brown. I think they have a brown one as well. Wait, you have a Hokkaido near you? That's crazy. I feel like one of the art stores in Japan that I went to, there was a Hokkaido there, and I think that was the art store that I went when I picked up more Holbein paints for my watercolor set, and like one of my favorite brushes at the time. I think it was Hokkaido. Yeah, Papermate or Big Brand. Yeah. Yes, Lango is the brand that has like those acrylic gel pen markers type of things. I'm kind of tempted to order them because I know they're kind of expensive on Amazon, but I think is it AliExpress maybe? I'm gonna check if they have it potentially, because I don't order them like from AliExpress like too often, only like when I bought more like holographic film and like my Nintendo Switch 2 case. But I might check if they have it because I'm kind of interested to see how they perform. Excuse me. Oh, okay, that makes sense. That'd be crazy. I was like, oh, you're so lucky, but also like your wallet. Because Hokkaido, that art store is like phenomenal. I love it. I wish I could have spent more there. But I was like, I took so long browsing. I felt bad for like my brother and my two best friends who I went to Japan with in 2019. I was gonna spend way too much time there. I should have went like by myself. But that would have been very dangerous for me because I would have spent way too much. But I love like art stores. Art stores, art shops, anything that you can get like art materials from. Dangerous. Yeah, it's definitely one of my favorites for sure. I think I mostly bought like Holbein paints when I was there. Because I got like pastel colors. I think it was like a pink, a lilac, and like a light blue, I think. And I feel bad, I don't use my Holbeins as much anymore. Maybe I should revive that palette. Hello, Dodo. I was gonna say your whole name, but holy moly. But welcome. You aren't, dang. Maybe. I know like my friend and what am I saying? Me and then my other two best friends were planning on going to South Korea maybe next year. I'm wondering if we make it a short vacation there. Maybe we'll like stop in Japan or something as well. Because oh man, I missed going to Tokyo and Osaka. But I did not check out any art stores or shops in Osaka when I was there. I only went to places like in Tokyo, I think. I think it's also because like I was congested and sick the entire time I was in Osaka, which really sucked. Until we like went to Hamamatsu and then we went to Tokyo after. He's looking so freaking cute. I'm glad. I don't know if I like how I painted Sable right now. I'm gonna darken up his eyes at the end, probably. Yeah. Granted, like, it was kind of my fault. Because I was sleeping right under the air conditioning. And I think the humidity and my body not being used to it, and then also the heat, and then suddenly a blast of like cold air constantly caused me to be sick. Because I felt bad because we were visiting, I guess like my friend's family friend for a little bit. I was like knocked out. I was just laying there on the futon, just knocked out because I was like, I can't breathe. Everything hurts. But then once we arrived into Tokyo, after like 2 days of staying like near Hamamatsu, I got better. So it was definitely like the humidity and like the air conditioning and stuff when we were in Osaka during like our Airbnb stay. Which, like I said, it was my fault. I should have realized earlier what I was doing to my body. Yeah, there's so many cute cafes there for sure. And like, if you go to, I guess it's Tokyo, so they have like I think it's the Sunshine Mall, I think it's called. I don't really remember if it's called the Sunshine Mall or something like that. They have like the biggest Pokemon Center there, I think, right? In the mall. And oh my god. I spent so much money buying like so many plushes. At the time, it was only the Johto and Kanto sitting cuties. Or like Pokemon Fit dolls. So I bought like a few of those. I bought like, I was like on the hunt for like Squirtle, but like the Ditto form. They didn't have it. but they had like a different Squirtle, or like the Kanto starter set. So I ended up getting the other Squirtle as well. He's so cute. Hello, Bo. Welcome. I might be making up what the name is called. It's like something sunshine adjacent. I think there's also like a Sanrio store in there. Cause like oh, besides the Pokemon plushes that I got, the thing I went there and I went ham on spending any sort of amount of money on was like the Jinbei-san, as well as the Kokujira, like the whale plushes. Oh my lord. I spent so much on those. Because I love those little Sanex characters. And it was really cute because the only place that had like the giant Jinbei kind of like plush, like he was humongous. Was from like this elderly man with like a very small kind of like corner shop. And I was trying to explain to him that the one that I wanted was like the display one, because he was selling the display one, but like the language barrier. But he was glad that I took it, which made me happy. Yeah, I'm a fiend for like plushes. Hence, I make my own of my OCs. Because I think the owner of the store was a bit confused on why I wanted that giant plush. Because if you guys don't know what they look like, I'll show you really quickly. I don't think I have any of the stationery on me right now. But like Jinbei is so cute. But I love like Kokujira more. Sanex, let's see. And like there's like a Mentaiko jellyfish. I love the aquatic theme too. They're so cute. I don't know how well you guys are gonna be able to see this, but this is them. So this is Jinbei and this is Kokujira. So he's a whale shark and he's like a baby blue whale. But they're so cute. The plushes are so cute. Or even this one. I have like this version, this little mochi one. I think this is the one that I have. He's like really large. Cause like you can get many different sizes. I love the whale shark so much. But they make so many like cute versions. There's like a galaxy one. There's like dessert versions. I love Jinbei-san. Yeah. My friends like to joke that my type is like 2 dot eyes on a line. Because I always love that for like plushes and anything cute. I love those. Crazily addicting, yeah. I like plushies too much. So like every time we had to like move around our suitcases and stuff, I had one giant bag just filled with whales. So I had like the giant Jinbei on the bottom, and then I had like a massive Kokujira, and then I had like 2 other small ones in that kind of like carry bag, gift bag. was just funny because like I bought them so early on. Actually, I might have a picture of when I first got the certain ones. Let me see if I have it. Okay, the TSA, or like the equivalent, whatever you want to call it, I did get stopped, and like it did, you know, when they scan your stuff, right? And it beeps when they find something, or like they send it back. It was only my whale bag, my bag full of whales that triggered it. I'm like, what's in them? What is triggering them? Because they do a check, right? And they check and they couldn't find anything. And I'm like, what would my whales have? Let me see if I can find it. Because I have a picture of like my Airbnb bed with all my whales on them. Because I think it was like right after the aquarium visit too in Osaka. Okay, so this is before I got my medium-sized one. So I don't know how well you guys can see. So this is the big one. And then these guys are like maybe this size. Like they can fit in your hand. So I have like a medium version of this little guy as well. So like I have a giant jinbei, I have the smaller one, I have like Kokojira's mom and like the little version of him. They just wanted to say hi. Say hi at TSA. Yeah, I have them. They're not like at this place, but they're like one of my favorites. Because I know most people are like obsessed with Sanrio characters. Me, it's like Sanex, specifically the whales. I wish there was more available, at least like in North America, because they're definitely more popular in Japan than here for sure. Yeah. It was just funny buying them so early on. Because it's like bringing them on transit or like when we had to move locations. It would have been smarter to get them later. Because like usually I would probably wait till the end of the trip so that you don't have to lug around everything. But because we weren't staying in Osaka the entire time for our duration of our trip, I was not guaranteed that I would find the giant jinbei anymore. Because even when we went to the Sanex store, or not Sanex, the Sanrio store in Tokyo, they didn't have like the big jinbei available. They got to enjoy the trip with me, I guess so, yeah. But I'm excited to travel with my friends again. Hopefully next year. Okay, let's do his eyes really quick. And then I'll finish off his face and his hair. And then I think that's it for today's session. Because it's already almost 7. Well, I guess it's only 6. But I should eat dinner soon. Choco Cat, my beloved. Rilakuma and the variations are very cute too. Yeah, Rilakuma. I always forget, Rilakuma is also Sanex, right? Because I love Rilakuma. And the, oh, what is it called? Is it Sumigurashi? They're like these little dinosaur lizard looking guys, and like there's a ebi fried shrimp thing as well, which I think looks very cute. I don't know if it's because they're technically like stationary characters versus like what Sanrio is technically. I just like the designs and the faces of a lot of the San-X characters more than Sanrio. Yeah, Ebi Fry and the Tonkatsu. Yeah! Those guys are so cute. Ah, Sumiko Gurashi. Yeah! Those guys. I see them a lot. Which I'm glad, because they're so cute. Because I love a lot of the ones for the Sumiko Gurashi little merchandise. Sometimes they come in sets and stuff, and I think they look so cute all together. Maybe it's also because like the colors and stuff, it's very much eye candy to me. Yeah, they're truly the little guy designs to ever. Yeah, they're so cute. They're like derpy cute, which I love. Endless gacha machines. I think I have a Sailor Moon and Sanrio one of Rei and Kudomi. Must have used all my luck on life for that. I'm glad you got them though. I think I've only done the little gachapon at the Tokyo Pokemon Center. Because they had like really cute ones with like, I think it was mostly evolutions. I think my brother has them though, because technically he's the one who did the gachapon. I had no luck with the crane machines though. I really wanted like a Kirby one or like a Nyanko Sensei. That's like one thing I regret. I told myself I'd wait at the very end of the trip to go buy anything that was like Natsume Yujincho related. Because I really wanted like the mini version of Nyanko Sensei, but he has like the little sprouts on his head, like the little, I think it's like little triplet version of him basically. And they're so cute, but I ended up not finding them anymore after like our first few days in Tokyo. So I feel bad, but I don't need more plushes, honestly. I should stop. San-X is like... Sanrio has like a very common character. So if you look up San, the SAN-X, they're like a bunch of... There's like a whole bunch of characters, but I think they're mostly like stationary characters. So they're for like notepads, pens, pencils, stickers and stuff is what like I think they're marketed for, typically. But they have like the cutest little characters ever. There's a guy, I don't remember what's his name. I have a pencil of him, but he basically looks like this. He's like a little... I think he sits with his arms together and his legs up. I don't really remember if he has a nose, but he kind of looks like this. Except for his eyes are like white. I have a pencil with this guy on top of it, but I like this little guy. I'm pretty sure he has a nose. Unless his mouth is like right in between his eyes. I don't remember. But like I think Rilakkuma is San-X. Who else is part of San-X though? Tade Panda, I grew up with that one. Tade Panda. I used to have like a bunch of keychains of them. I'm trying to see if I can find like a whole list of the characters. I think Mame Goma is in here too. Oh. This guy, wait, he does have a nose. So these guys are Sanrio. And then these guys are San-X. So this is the guy I was talking about. That I have like a little pencil with him on top of it. There's Rilakkuma, Mame Goma, I think. The white one for Rilakkuma. This one. These little guys. I love them. They're all so cute together. But I love this little dust ball guy. He's forever in my heart. I was like so close to buying something of him related. But he's literally just like a puffball. So cute. Yeah! Rilakuma. Tare Panda was like my junior high, I guess. Cause like I used to have phone charms on my old phone when I used to have like my flip phone. So, or not my flip phone, like I had like one of those sliding ones as my first phone. But I always had like a Tare Panda kind of like little keychain phone strap on my phone for like a long time. My older sister's friend loves that guy. Yeah, he's so funny. I don't know what he is, but I like him. A big King Boo plushie from the Cream, but it fell out at last minute. Oh no. Crane machines are like... I know they're such a big money grab. Like, some of the stuff in the crane machines are so dang cute, I can't. I just felt bad because I didn't want to keep asking the staff to keep moving the crane, or like the plushie in the crane machine when it was like in a very non-movable spot. So I think we just left. But I was sad because it was like the cutest little Kirby plush. It was like perfectly round. The squad. Yeah. You have two sleeping cats on me next to me and I want to drop, but I'll have to do that later. I was able to get in a pose before they laid off my Wacom tablet. I always love that they lay on like people's devices. I always find that so funny. I don't know if it's because they know you're like they're bothering you, or the fact that like, I know for laptops it's probably because it's also warm. Oh, my hands are so shaky today. Oh, that's cute. This is so good, so cute. Thank you. Well, that's cute that they like to participate in the things you're doing. Even if it's to your own, not your detriment, but you sacrifice whatever you're working on to them. Because they occupy the space. A mix of both. It's cute though. I haven't even started painting, slowly sketching Cheebs for 3 years. It's okay, Rhea. There's no time limit. Unless there is. It's okay, just take your time. I just don't know if I like how Sable's turning out right now. I love seeing your watercolor process. Thank you. I want to do like more watercolor videos in the future. I know I'll do one like super soon-ish. I just need to plan what I want to paint. Because like I said, I got masking fluid recently after not having it for several years. Because I just decided to do an add-on on like one of my orders. And some of the paintings I think I want to do, it would be nice to preserve the white of the canvas without having to like dodge small areas, if that makes sense. Especially because like the one that I want to do of Selwyn has like so many tiny little stars. I think I want to preserve some, paint like a light layer of yellow and then masking fluid it again and like slowly build up layers. We'll see. Because I know I can manage without it, but it just makes the process a lot quicker. And I need to test it because it's a brand that I haven't used before. And I'm scared how it's going to react to the paper. Because I always have horror stories and experience of like the masking fluid ripping your page when you remove it. I want to show people what masking fluid can do if you want to use it. Since I feel like some people are not like as familiar with using masking fluid for painting. But if you use it effectively, then it makes things a lot easier. Especially for watercolor, where like if you don't want to use gouache to redo like highlights and pull things back, or pull things forward, then you can use masking fluid to kind of preserve those areas right away. I had a super stressful exam, and this is so calming. I'm glad, and Otsu. I'm glad you finished your exam. Wow, I just... I mean, congratulations on your exam. Finishing your exam. You have a midterm during Thanksgiving break. Oh no. I'd have to check. The one that I used to use, unfortunately, I don't know if it's because typically you store masking fluid upside down to prevent any air from clogging up like the top surface of it. And I've done this every time and it's still somehow solidified, so I had to throw it away at some point. I got good use out of it. Let me see if I can find the previous brand that I used to use. This one I'm using is from Montmartre. I think it's the one that I currently bought. I've used Winsor & Newton. I think I've used Daler & Rowney at some point too. Maybe the Daler & Rowney one was the one that I used to use. I'm trying to check really quick. It's probably Daler & Rowney, maybe. I don't know if that's like a Canadian brand or if it's like a US brand. But for the most part, like, depending on the paper, it didn't peel as much. But unfortunately, it did solidify entirely over everything. And that's like... Do I have them with me, actually? Maybe I don't have them with me, but I have, like, these clay tools that I used to use because they have, like, a silicone tip. And I would use that to apply it to, like, my areas instead of using brushes. Because I've also ruined brushes before in the past. From applying masking fluid and then not noticing that I didn't get every bit out of it. So when it dried, it like ruined the brush hairs, which really sucks. You'll be off during winter break, see you around December 13th. Good luck with your exams though, Sakurai. Good luck. Looking back, I don't even know how I made it, because in my memory it's like I blacked out and suddenly the exams are over, for the better or for worse. I agree. Block those memories out. Exams were a stressful time for sure. I always had like, for a while, kind of like reoccurring nightmares, low-key, of like accidentally missing my exams during like uni. Thinking like I've overslept or something and like running to my exams. Even though it's like it never happens, and like I'm so anxious that I always wake up before my alarm anyways if I have to go somewhere or do something. So typically I don't oversleep for important occasions, I guess. Also love seeing how the painting is coming together with the liner. It's really so pretty. Thank you. I'm glad you guys like the painting right now. I feel iffy about it, but I feel like I've always been iffy about my Cheebs for the most part. I love how Rin's model of her sprout perks up while talking. It's actually timed with my blinking. I thought it would just be cute. I've always done that for like majority of my models. Because what's the point of it being on my head if it won't move? Your new model looks so good though. Thank you. Exams are going to be stressful, but thankfully it's mostly projects rather than... Oh, that's good! Even though, like, I know projects can also be stressful, especially, like, if you're not good at time management, I guess. Sometimes it's a little bit daunting if you have, like, many projects to finish before your... Would you call it an exam, I guess? For us, it was, like, a final crit before, like, submitting everything. And I feel like I was never afraid or scared of like submitting stuff, except for my sculpture class, because I swear my professor hated everybody except for the ones that knew how to sculpt. I've already talked about this professor like a lot in the past, but it was always the crits that got me scared. And then in my senior year, they always had the grad students accompany the final crits, or even just like midterm crits. I hated it so much. It's cute. I love how you color. Actually, I'm trying to do something similar in my drawing right now. Oh, thank you. I hope it's going well though. Do you have any recommendations for people trying to get into watercolor? I recommend get like a very, how to explain it? I think whatever you have access to for watercolors, just try it and give it a go. But if you can, I recommend getting at least student grade. But I know like if you don't want to commit to watercolors, then like just use whatever, even if it's like dollar store brands. But just give it a go and see if you just like painting in general. But I definitely recommend, if you can, get student grade, because a lot of the dollar store ones, or even like a lot cheaper ones, like I'm talking about like less than $10 probably, they have so much filler that the watercolor almost like beads and stays on your paper rather than being able to like meld really nicely, if that makes sense. Because a lot of fillers are almost like, I don't know if it's gum arabic is one of the fillers, but it feels almost gluey in a sense. So the student grade has like a good balance of like not being overly expensive and then having enough quality of paint that it doesn't feel like it's frustrating to work with. And then for paper, I highly recommend at least going with mixed media paper if you can. If not, watercolor paper, any varying degree, I guess, of watercolor paper. And just like play around with mixing paints, testing out like water to paint ratio, I find is very important. Learning about types of techniques like wet on wet, wet on dry, dry on dry, kind of like for texture, if you like something like that. Highly recommend. But I feel like watercolor is so versatile that you can do so many different looks with them. So I highly recommend if you would want to add color to like illustrations or like drawings in general. I think watercolor is very accessible because like colored pencils, if you run out of a color, you have to buy that color specifically. Or like same with markers, like you can layer colors and like mix them to a certain extent, but once the ink runs out, you're like done for, I guess. But like watercolor, I feel like lasts so long for the amount of like painting you do with them, I guess, if that makes sense. And like the color, as long as you have like your primary set, maybe even like a black or like some sort of like Payne's gray or something like that, a burnt umber maybe even, then you can get a lot of general color palettes like out of the way, or like you can paint a lot of like characters, scenery, objects, which is like a very basic palette. You don't need one that has like the amount of colors I have in this set. Hello! I was gonna say, whoa, I can't say your name, but Jonathan, I guess, but thank you. I felt that too, but then I had hit a wall in the late night project grinding, and I think, who says I have to even finish this? What if I just do nothing? That's like the existential crisis at 3 a.m. when that happens. I've had something similar, and then I woke up at, I think, 7 a.m., which is like 3 hours or 2 hours before I had to like submit my finals for, I think it's not my senior year, I think it might have been my 3rd year in uni, and I had like a panic. But like I never grinded as much I did during that time, because holy cow, I had like churn out so many paintings during that time. In the 2 hours that I had, I needed to finish so many things. But then like one thing is to work from fear, which unfortunately I do well in, really locking in when it's come to having like some sort of deadline you have to finish. Or you experience it once and it was so terrible that you don't want to experience it again. I guess that's the other thing. How do you decide what colors to use for shadows? It depends. Typically, I do gravitate towards, at least for skin, I do like adding subtle blues and purples into the shadows after laying down some sort of like warmer tone. But a lot of it's like trial and error for me. For watercolor, I feel like you can get away with like bleeding a lot of colors into one another and just like transparently letting them layer up. So you can always like subtly change it. I don't know if I have like a specific criteria on like how I choose my shadow colors typically. I don't know how to explain it, unfortunately. Hello Digital Zoe, welcome. Honestly, I think I shy away from using anything like markers, pencils, paints, etc. even though I have them, just because I don't like the setup or cleanup. I think that's fair. Even like last night, when I was doing a spread in my sketchbook, and because it is traditional medium, sometimes I do end up like making a mess. I just went to sleep. I didn't clean up that day. I cleaned up this morning instead. But I think that's fair. The cleanup sometimes is a hassle, but I'm also like okay with a bit of clutter, I guess, or like organized mess. Oh my god, like, can you guys see the little hook? I don't know how well you guys can see it. It's like a little hook of like the hairs. I think that might be another reason I'm struggling using this brush. I'm not paying attention to where it's pointing. Your Sona looks like an apple. That's very cute. Alright, I gotta go for today. Thank you, Rin, for streaming. I really enjoyed your progress in watercolor painting and talking. I hope you have a wonderful weekend and take care, everyone. Bye-bye. Thank you for coming to the stream, though, Sakurai. Appreciate it, chatting and hanging out. Hope you have a good rest of your day or night. And good luck with your exams as well. Hello, Kat. Welcome. Been having a seaweed snack, or seaweed as a snack recently. I love how salty it is. Tastes so good, in my opinion. I love like the little seaweed packets. Your art is tasty, thank you. I don't know how much I want to darken some of these areas. Also made Sable's, like the cups of his sleeves, a little bit on the lighter side. I got a huge thing of the mini seaweed packets last time and I went to the Asian market, so every now and then I've been inhaling those. Luckily it's not like they're bad for you or anything. They're fairly healthy for the most part, which is nice. Like other than salt content, obviously. But I do agree, those seaweed snacks are very tasty. Random question, how are the Artex colored pencils? I personally really like them, but I think if you have used the Prismacolor versions, there is a bit of a difference. So I would say it would go Prismacolor Scholars are like a very hard lead, or like, you know, the core of it is very hard and they don't really feel like have like a creamy consistency by any means, nor do they blend super well. But I do like using the Prismacolor Scholars for like sketching and stuff occasionally. But then you have on the other side where it's like the Prismacolor Premiers, which have like the very nice blending capability, but they bloom a lot of oils if you layer them a lot. But they have like very good color payoff, they blend really nicely, the cores are very soft, but they break easily. But I find the Artex colored pencils are kind of like right in between, which makes them like very user-friendly, because they have the capability of being able to be blended, but they're also not like the softest or creamiest ones that I've used in like colored pencils in general. So I personally really like them, and I have like used them for like more burnishing as well. But I've used them for also just like embellishing sketches every so often too. Welcome back, Jean. Not me struggling to turn in an assignment for uni. You got this, just an artist. You got this, it's okay. Just push through. I'm still iffy if I like this or not. Maybe I will try to darken the eyes one more time. And then I'll call the stream over because I need to go eat dinner. Please go get something to eat. You guys need to eat. Both you, Harriet and Day. Olive Garden leftovers, nice. I feel like chips are always like a weak spot for me though, because I always love saltier snacks. Didn't really add a shadow to the little bow. I think I'm just gonna call this one done. I don't know if I'm missing anything too crucial at this point. Delicious things. Yeah, snacks. I am the type of person who does eat more like girl dinner sometimes. I'm not proud of it. I feel like this one shouldn't have taken me 3 hours. It's okay. We'll do Calyx next time. I don't know if it'll be on Tuesday specifically. Oops, I forgot to check if my palette was dry. It's okay. It's not too bad. Here's Sable. Here's little Sable. I didn't really do the detailing on his foot because I wanted to recede a little bit, but I kind of wish I left it lighter. Oh well. We'll do Calyx next time. Girl dinner is at least honest. Yeah. Looks soft and pretty. Will you stream Calyx or will it be a video? I think it'll be a stream just because I ended up doing Sable for the stream as well. But I might do a different video for like a watercoloring session. It might be Selwyn, it might be By the Beat, I don't know. Maybe Danhung, because I have this right here as well. I forgot to put this back in my sketchbook. I'll figure it out because I want to do something with the masking fluid too. But I need to figure out what I want to do that would like best utilize it because I do want to showcase it because I think it's like a fun thing you can add to your watercolors to use it. Girl dinner feels very on brand for artists. Sometimes I can't be bothered to make a meal, you know? And like I'm very much like a snack person, not like a meal person. Even though like I went to get sukiyaki the other day with my friends because it's been a while since like I've hung out with them in person since we typically game together, or at least we try to every week. But I went to eat sukiyaki with them and it was actually really good. Sukiyaki is always like a comforting meal, which is nice. Yeah, I'll definitely do Calyx. Maybe on Tuesday if I have enough time. If not, I'll definitely plan something. We'll see. He'll definitely be like maybe the next stream, or I'll do like a digital stream and then we'll come back to these. We'll see how I feel. But I think that's it for today. Thanks for hanging out for like 3 hours with me, guys. I was not too sure how long this stream was going to be. Oops, let's do this side. No. There we go. Yeah, I will talk to you guys next time I do a stream. Monday has another sketchbook video. And yeah, everything will resume as normal, I guess. Yes, I will go eat dinner. Thanks for hanging out, guys. I Captain, that's cute. Yeah, snack options. Yeah, thanks for keeping me company for a little bit. Bye-bye. Have a wonderful rest of your day, evening, or night, or whichever it is.